Alright, so today I decided to talk about something. Let's talk about mechs. So, this is the first mech that I built that can actually house a person inside. I'll try to open it up with my broken hand, dislocated, whatever. This was made over like 10 years ago. This thing is old. Weapon has changed many times. Here's another mech from around that same time frame. It's from a game called Titanfall, and it was in a museum. Well, that is from the museum, and that's the mech. But yeah, here's another one. It's like a rolling mech. This is from Ghost in the Shell. I've got some other ones. I'll probably try to get them out. Well, let's go on a little journey into mechs. So there are many mechs in my collection. Some are like this Transformer. They are Transformers, but I grew up making robots, so I'm not really keen on the Transformers. But since everyone always has a mini build of their massive stuff, I decided that maybe making a Transformer of my first massive build, which is the Bofin, isn't such a bad idea. So this is one of the mechs that I have, representing if my submarine was a Transformer. But let me show you another mech I have. We'll get it out and I'll talk about mech building styles. Now, it can be used for a lot of things, like these Pokemon. A lot of it is just what I learned from building mechs. So building mechs and joints and things like that, articulating things, can be pretty useful. So I made this rabbit robot. It's kind of designed after which one? The Exia Gundam. So it's got this cone on the back, but it can fit minifigures and Friends figures. So it's the first mech that can actually fit Friends. This is a lot harder than it looks. So this is a minifig scale replica of the Nirvash from Eureka 7. It's kind of heavy because of the back, but since I mastered Transformers, I should put this away. It's miraculous. Even the head is hidden, so I had to make it a little display for this. So when I moved that, and I'll show you actually the model that it's based off of, this toy that I had as a kid. But this thing is ugly, so I remade it. I made this Autobot head. I sculpted this Autobot head. I think it's pretty cool. Let's see, and this fits over here with all the birds from the Great Wave that I used for another set. But I gotta get that out too. So we got the Nirvash, we got the backpack for this, and we got this mech. So let me put this down. Okay, so some things I didn't show in the last video that I kind of want to get out of the way is the size of this, but also these have folding wings. So I'll show you, like, from pretty far out, the folding wings. Uh-oh. It's pretty swooshable, I'd say. If you hold it right here, this is all brick. There's always been like a rolling faction in my Lego city, so I imagine like it's just like a sand planet that hasn't been terraformed yet, and we're just occupying it for resources. And so I built these like jungle dune buggies, because I imagine like there's pockets of jungles and pockets of like sand, and that's all it is on a planet, and we're like in the sand regions. And so here's my first kind of rolling mecha in this style. This has the like big cannon on the back that you can snipe with, extra pods, you got like the crowd control, dispersal pods. That's where the person goes. And I can't believe I found 3 of these things. I didn't know I know I always had 2, but I guess I gave the third one wheels, and so I made this more aggressive looking one. This is like the flashy one. This is the one that I like take to dinners and stuff. And so it's got the Ghostbusters backpack on the back, and I love this print. So I used it on the other one over there, which was the other one was a drone, and so this had like a tow hitch and a drone, sort of like a sky crane sort of thing, and I changed it up apparently. But these like take around the cargo on my my planet here that I got going on to fuel the beast. But there's also another rolling mech that I got, and this is also another attachment, so all these like backpacks can come off and be interchanged with each other. And this one carries I think crystals and stuff, so it can be like drop fed. I'm not gonna drop it, it'll drop them all out, but they're filled with those blue crystals to the brim. For like 8 years they've been in here. Here we go to, so let me put these back. I love it because it's just like a giant walker here, and this is like a walking mansion, and then we got like these little things rolling around the bottom. I have like another big truck. And so I'd say that this is probably the inspiration for my Nirvash, because this is also another transforming mech, but it's technically a Zoid. It's from Kids Next Door. It's the bunny mech, and it can transform. I'm not going to transform it. I'll do another video on this, but it's made from like a couple like excavators, and mine is made out of a gas tank and a trash can. So this trash can can like open up for like a garage. But this is like it's like a rolling garage siege weapon. So there's a door here, and the doors open, revealing weapons on both sides. So you can ride around with people just firing. The kids love it at the events, and so you can kind of roll this around if it wants to work. Ah, that's why. The feet clip in. So you can kind of play with it around. It's terrible, but it's a cool mech Zilla thing. Its head can also come apart, apparently. Let's try this again. It's very technical, but it's worth it. It works exactly like the one in the show, but it looks like a dog, so I don't know about it. And so we have the Nirvash, the half rolling, half flying mech surfer thing. Right now its feet are tied, but it's got pretty good articulation in both the knees, hands. I'll probably do another video on this too. But let me show you how it transforms. So these two connect with the bar. Alright, and then you whip this up, straighten out the legs, straighten that out, then twist these around, put these down, twist the arms around, there you go. And then the spoiler is the big surfboard, and that kind of like folds up like this. You can attach it over here. I think I got it wrong. there we go. You can put minifigs in here too. You just have to pop this off. I made it really hard to open it. Yeah, but you gotta take this engine off, and then you can put your minifigs in there and whatnot. Great technique on this too. It's kind of sandwiched in there pretty well to get this red curve that's on the original model. And here's a little thing from the anime. I can't remember what they're called. Skyfish. That's what they're called. But yep, it rolls pretty well. It rolls pretty well. Okay. Great. And so we can move on to the bigger and better things. And so these mechs all have scales, right? So this is like, I'd say this is a tiny mech, like small, medium, but it's not a mech, that's a person, so medium size, and they're like, you know, this. Then we've got large, which is in here, or the regular, right? This is what everyone builds, this size. Then you've got extra large, and you've got one more tier above that, and I'll show you that in a second. And then you've got extra large, right? But this is not a mech, this is a Tyranid. Then you've got Titan class. I decided that like Titans, you have like one Titan per city. Each city gets one Titan. If there's more than one Titan in one city, that's a war. Declaration of war already. Which is kind of funny because some people have like multiple of these big things, right? So I don't know. There's you have to designate maybe one as a Titan, and the rest of them are just Guardians, right? But this used to be the Titan of my city. It was this huge Zoid. The mouth can move. I won't open it. Maybe I will. Let me fix it. Yes, the first gigantic mech that I ever made was a Zoid. And this can open and all that good part. I'll open it, I guess. It's a lot easier than the mouth went. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't remove everything out of here, but it's sort of like a memento from the time I try to make a Zoid, and it's kind of interesting to keep like just a big head around. So like I guess in this part of the city, which is like in the deep, which is kind of funny because I have parts of the city that I did have before, and other parts of the city which is now destroyed. So I guess that city got destroyed. So only this wall now kind of exists over here. So there's creepy crawlies down here and a giant mech head that's probably still alive, and do what you want with that knowledge. I put this in here because my dad built models. He's now passed away, and all of his friends come over and look through his stuff and see what they want to buy from us. And I sometimes I'm not here to show people stuff, so as soon as you walk in the door, this is the first thing you see. And so it's like, I don't know, it makes the room look different. So I forgot to mention that like on this planet that I'm building, this theme, that there's like a huge racing culture. So all this stuff is just like racing stuff. So like this mech is designed it was designed for water, but also for space and speed and things like that. That mech over there, the Nirvash, these all roll speed, you know. Water. This is from this big mech over here. And so this is like the original hands. I don't know what I'll put them back on here, because they also have arms. I'll go get them in a second. But here is the original cockpit, or computer design for this big mech. And so this thing actually replaced this. And this is like the backpack that I made for this mech. It's cool. It's got landing gear. It's got like a rocket ship gimmick. If you lock these in, it's now like a Vic Viper. I'll show you more of that in a second. So here is just one of the alternate arms for this, which was originally supposed to be a Hygog, which is a Xeon mobile suit from the series Gundam. And so that hand kind of fits onto this, and this is huge. Like, that's a Friends minifigure in there. So you can kind of, and then, like, compared to the damn UCS AT-AT, this thing stands almost as tall as the UCS AT-AT. So I had to make other hands for it. But so this thing is actually considered a core fighter, or what they call a core lander, because it's got these big thrusters on the side. But here it's in its normal, I think it says ugly phase, which you can open up the bay here, fold these in, that secures, and you can open up the engines and fold out the tail, and that's sort of the fighter aspect. But it's also got like a hover aspect, so these are hollow on the bottom, so it can kind of like be like a hovercraft sort of car. And so at last we come to this huge mech. I gotta step back a ways to show you this, and I'll get closer there, and I'll fix the backpack on to this. So let me show you the articulation. It's got a bit of a weight problem. It's also got a bit of these things that I put on there, falling off problem. But it can do poses. Its legs can pose. I'm scared to pose the legs. I'll try. I'm not gonna do that again before random things start popping off of this. This mech is really like, I tied the, with stuff this big. This is like 2 foot of solid joints in here. I didn't design it to be super flexible. I designed it to look good. So the legs can hold its weight, but I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to test it. The legs can bend, but not individually. I tried that. I need a different... I'm going to have to work through this middle part because the hips aren't... The hips are technically one big worm joint in there, and they both rotate on the same axis, so you can't have one leg up and one leg down unless you take the leg off and you fiddle around with it, and I'm not going to do that either. So let me show you the inside of this. So this mech was made in about a week, and it was just to see if I could do it, just to see if it was possible, because I had just finished that UCS AT-AT, and I was kind of like, I got through the legs and I was like, man, this is the same build I used, this is the same building techniques I used for the big Zoid from the head downstairs, and I was like, man, if I just finish plating it out and finishing it actually, instead of just being a frame and nothing else, maybe it would look great. And so I just tried it, and this is the result. And so you never know until you do it. I'll show you the inside. So that thing I showed you earlier, it can actually fit in here, but I don't have anything in here currently, and I have it open to the elements so that the fighter can fit in the back. And so let me show you that. Turn this around. Yikes. I've got it like next to this Duplo tower so it doesn't flip backwards by accident and like the breeze or something. So with this, you flip these around, move them up, flip them around, move them up, then you can rotate the cockpit like so. You take the other, here you fire this monstrosity. Let's move this out of the way. You fire this thing at the enemy and it goes off and it kills them or something. Yeah, it's like trying to plug in a light bulb in the dark. Alright. Then this, well, I could show you the back. It's got a got a connection for the reactor back here. So I imagine you could probably fire this reactor back too if you wanted to save the model, save the mobile suit, or whatever. So this kind of just slots right in the back there. And I'll show you that in a second. And there you go. I've got some other things in there. Also this big weapon, but I'll probably show you guys that when I build another weapon for this thing. And install the lights and finish the vents. The vents are kind of unfinished, but I don't know. The vents are okay right now, but I want to do more of this. I want to do like fins going in here, but other than that, that's it. So if you like this, leave a comment or whatever you want to do. Yeah, let's go, mech. It's so satisfying. Don't you agree, Pom Pom Purin?